respected chairman of today's first session, Dr. K.V. Peter, the convener, Dr. Arunachalam, Honorable Dr. Kirti Singh ji, Professor P.I. Peter, former Vice Chancellors of different universities, the present Vice Chancellor Dr. Lavande Sahab, very distinguished delegates who have come all the way from different parts of the country, and my student friends, ladies and gentlemen, divine good afternoon to all of you. Today I have been asked to make a presentation on the Indian system of variety protection. As you know, the intellectual property rights, how they play an important role. Today morning you heard a very beautiful extempore speech from Her Excellency the Governor of Goa. Madam was telling that if you share the knowledge, it will enrich. Yes, when I was a small boy, we used to share the seeds for sowing. That we call it as a barter system. And we used to share milk, curd, vegetables, all. But today, the situation has changed. Even in the villages, you have to purchase the milk. When I was a boy, my parents never purchased milk. And we never purchased vegetables. But we have to pay a lot for all these things. This means the days have changed. And that's why once we used to say knowledge will increase when it is shared. But because of the today's developments, this has no significance. And today we are all living in the era of encashing whatever the knowledge that we have. Still I remember the first chairperson of authority, PPFR authority, when he was a project director of it, he used to say to me, don't share your knowledge freely. Then we were working on malt barley, and many companies used to come there and they used to seek free advice. Then he used to tell, for 1 hour I'll charge this much to share my knowledge. So that's what the encashing the knowledge. And why in private institutions the professors are given very high salary? Because of their knowledge. That's how the President of US, Mr. Lincoln, he remarked that patent system adds fuel of interest to the fire of genius. Hence, monetizing the innovation and invention is very beneficial to the society as well as the inventor. You see, if new varieties are there, new hybrids are there, our productivity will increase. And for that, lot of investment is needed, and that investment has to be done by the inventor. And you see, for having spent so much money, he has to earn. That's why if the patent system is there, then only it is possible. Very interestingly, Bill Gates always used to say, and now also is telling, intellectual property has a shelf life of banana. You know, you cannot keep the banana for longer time. Like that, even whatever the patents that you obtain or IP rights you obtain, they are not for just getting marks for your promotions. They have to be used properly. And many IP intellectual property rights, they were lost only because they were not properly utilized, or excess use of the intellectual property rights sometimes, and also non-monitoring of the IPs. So infringement plays an important role, and because of that you'll lose everything. Hence, in the present era of the IPs, we have to be very careful. Here again morning also I gave the example of the turmeric and the basmati rice. What happened? Somebody patented them, and to cancel that we had to struggle very hard. Hence, in this era, whatever is there, we have to properly document it and patent it. Because India is one of the 12 mega diversity regions in the world. Out of 17 countries where these mega diversities have been identified, India is one of them. And also, Vavilo, he identified India as one of the 8 centers of origin in the world. And in the morning I said more than 45,000 crop species of plants and fungi. They represent 11% of the world flora. And again, India has 3 hotspots, biodiversity hotspots, that is the Western Ghats, Himalayan region, and also NH region. And looking to the biodiversity, particularly the biodiversity that we have the authority, Protection of Plant Varieties and Farmers' Rights Authority, has identified 22 different agro-biodiversities and trying to record the important cross species there and notify there for IP protection. And here, ITKs play an important role, particularly in the medicinal plants. I was telling in the morning, more than 9,500 species with ethnobotanic use have been recorded, out of which more than 3,000 species, plant species, which have a lot of medicinal value, and they have been documented. And these all, you see, particularly the rural folk, the tribal population, they know the use of this. And the Vaidyas, then the Unani doctors, etc., they know the importance of this. But unfortunately, they do not reveal it to others. Because of that, many indigenous traditional knowledges we have lost. And because of industrialization, urbanization, forest is shrinking, and again here we have lost about 80% of the whatever the biodiversity we had. You see, this happened about 65 million years back, when because of the catastrophic effect, everything in the globe lost, including the dinosaurs. And from 65 million years to this level to come, it took so much time. Hence, it is very important, and we have to protect, conserve, preserve, document for the sustainable use. As I said, things have changed a lot. During 1993, December 29th, India signed the the convention called CBD, that is Convention of Biological Diversity. And this they made mainly because the world leaders came to know that if we do not conserve our biodiversity, then everything will be lost in the days to come. Hence, in the convention, they were very particular that whatever the biodiversity that we have should be conserved, preserved, and utilized for sustainable use, and whatever the benefit sharing that comes out of that has to be plowed back to the conservers, that is the farmers. Hence, 2001, another convention, that is ITPGRFA, that's particularly to help the farming community and also preserve some of the important food crops. International Treaty for Plant Genetic Resources in Agriculture and Food Crops, that is the one thing. And Annex 1 they announced, and 64 crop species, they are being conserved permanently at one facility, that is in Norway, Svalbard. And after that, there are a lot of farmers' rights have been given in that. After that, the Nagoya Protocol 2010, and India is convention was conveyed at Nagoya in Japan, and there legal formalities, particularly for the benefit sharing of the product that one gets out of use of the farmers' varieties or plant genetic resources that came. This is one hand. The other hand is, for the trade purpose, WTO, World Trade Organization, during the same period 1990 to 93 was conveyed, and India is one of the signatories for that. The instrument in that is TRIPS, that is trade related aspects of intellectual property rights. And as per TRIPS, the convention country or the country which has signed for the convention, who would like to either import or export, they should have to have their own IP laws in place, and also they have to value other IP laws. And because of this transformation in the post WTO, that is World Trade Organization era, there are a lot of restrictions on the exchange of plant genetic resources. As a young wheat breeder, till 1993-94, I used to get a lot of material, germplasm, improved germplasm from CIMET, Ecarda and other this one. And also, the local germplasm, particularly from the dicocum feed, we used to share it with others. But now, under such circumstances, in fact, one of my wheat variety during that time went to Indonesia and they released as Devata and very popular there. And those were different days. That is, if you share the knowledge, your knowledge increases. Then we used to think that way. And because of WTO, things have changed and there are a lot of restrictions on the free exchange of plant genetic resources. And under such circumstances, whatever the dynamic conservation, promotion and protection of plant genetic resources in the form of farmers' varieties assumes greater importance. And for having said all these things, what to do? That is, protection of plant varieties. Now coming to our farmers varieties, or land races, or wild types related to farmers varieties. They have a lot of medicinal uses. Say for example, today we are here to discuss about the Divine Noni crop. At least to me, before 2002, I did not hear about Noni, and I was not knowing the importance of this also. But now, we all think of Noni, and I am a regular taker of that Noni juice since last 3-4 months, and I really myself improved myself, particularly for doing more activities without laziness. So such wonderful varieties in different crops we have, and unless or until we protect them, it will be taken away by somebody else. Just I give the example of rice and the turmeric. And here I have given some of the varieties are in case of rice, because rice is one of the indigenous crop to our country, and Richaria has recorded more than 10,000 varieties, and now it is very difficult to take them those 10,000 varieties, because in the post Green Revolution era we lost many farmers varieties. For having said post Green Revolution era, how it came? In case of wheat, dwarfing gene, from where that dwarfing gene came, it is during 1946, when